road trip. Pressing play, I pleaded. Just watch this show and be quiet, okay? We're almost home. Our new puppy lay curled up in the passenger seat, cloaked in wrinkly skin and softly snoring in peaceful oblivion, unaffected by the chaos. Not me. My jaw was tight, my shoulders were tense, my skin felt taut. Trying to take deep breaths, none of which seemed to fill my lungs, I started racking my brain to figure out what was making me so anxious. A shrill cry interrupted my thoughts. "He pinched me!" my youngest squealed. With all the calm I could muster, I reminded them through gritted teeth, "Boys, please just keep your hands to yourselves and watch the show." In the few moments of silence that followed, I heard my stomach rumble. The console snack bag was empty. Of course, the ones I packed for me had been devoured by my children. I wanted out of this car. I wanted out of my skin. Is this what claustrophobia feels like? Just as I thought to roll down the windows, we turned onto our dirt road, but being covered in dust didn't feel like something that might help the situation. I wish they would just pave. Stop it! The shout of another brother interrupted my thoughts, landing in my ear like a soup can on my big toe. It was the last straw. I slammed on the brakes, launching our puppy from the passenger seat into the glove box and creating a cloud of dust around the car. I whipped my head around and discovered that I had finally captured the attention of the kids who had been blatantly ignoring my requests for the entire car ride. Having their attention, I launched into a "why can't you just" speech, coldly rattling off shaming sentence after shaming sentence as the young faces of my captive audience went from stunned to scared. And then they were sobbing. My voice stopped suddenly, the effect of my words finally registering. My ears filled with their crying, my eyes pooled with tears, and my head flooded with shameful thoughts. I'm a terrible mom. How can I treat my own children this way? One day they'll be telling this story to a therapist, tracing all of their issues back to me. We pulled into the garage. The doors of the car opened and the boys tumbled out, sniffling. Without any prompting, they hurriedly scattered to their designated places for quiet time. But their compliance didn't feel like a win. They're afraid of me. With my ears still ringing and my heart still pounding, I crated the puppy, walked to my room, and fell apart. This is my story of realizing that I needed to change. Unfortunately, this story is only one of many others like it. These moments highlighting my need to change have happened all throughout my tenure as a mom, and they still happen. That's not my favorite story to tell, but it's one I'm compelled to share because if we're going to make any progress on this journey together, you've got to know from the outset, I don't have it all together. But don't worry, this book isn't at all a case of the blind leading the blind. I've seen the goodness of Jesus and the transforming power of his grace in my motherhood journey, and I want to help you do the same. I have changed. I am changing, and I hope I never stop seeing a need for change in my life, since the standard of perfection is Jesus, and we won't be like him until he returns. The comfort we moms have on this side of eternity is that Jesus knows our lowly states and doesn't give up on us. He's given us a beautiful new identity to live out of and a miraculous reality to live into. My joy abounds over how God has worked in my life. His peace dispels my guilt and fear when I recall all the places I've failed and consider the ways I'm still failing. And I hope that as you listen to this book, you will experience that same joy and peace. Many of us are not the mothers we thought we would be. We fall short of being the mothers we want to be. When our heads hit the pillow, our minds are flooded with thoughts of self-condemnation and fear that we're messing up our kids. For the past year, every time a mom friend asked me what I was writing, I'd share the title of this book. Without fail, she would respond with some variation of, "I need to read that ASAP." Sometimes she'd even get tears in her eyes and start divulging specifics. If you worry about how your sin and shortcomings...
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.